All right, kids, by now you should have gone over these 3 warm-up questions with our substitute, and you are ready to move into today's activities. Hopefully you have copied any note slides that you still need. The way you can do that is in your Google Classroom. Here is today's assignment. You can click on the first link, and when you open that, scroll down to the appropriate slides that you don't have, which I believe are 12 and 14, and you can copy those notes down. Your topics will include improvements in city and factory life, things do get better, and changes in technology, which is going to be our main idea for today after we talked about some of the hazards and difficulties of city life yesterday. Today's our last day on the North and in the Industrial Revolution and new technology. Don't forget Wednesday and Thursday, we will be talking about life in the South. I will be here Wednesday to introduce that new topic. Thursday, you'll be working independently again. And then Friday, I will be out when you will be assessed on this content with your last quiz before spring break. All right, so first off, improvements in city and factory life. Things do get better. We spent the last class period talking about some of the difficulties in disease and cleanliness and fire protection and whatever else that came along with all of these people moving to cities rather quickly. And over time, and it takes time, in some cases decades, these cities pass laws to establish police and fire services like you have today with like full-time law enforcement and full-time fire departments. They also improved sewage and sanitation to clean waste and filth out of the cities and help eliminate disease. Now, also to improve conditions in factories, like you remember Lucy's difficult factory situations, one ways workers did this was to form trade unions, and together they would negotiate for the hours and the working conditions and the wages that they thought they deserved. One way unions would try to force the business owners to work with them was to go on strike, which is where everyone refuses to work. If you've been watching the news lately, you might have noticed that the teachers in West Virginia were on strike because they weren't getting any pay increases, and it was costing more for them to get health care, so they were actually getting essentially pay decreases, and teachers aren't paid that much anyway. Anyway, sometimes strikes work, and the company will back down and give the union some of their demands or all their demands. Other times there's violence and job loss. In the early 80s, the air traffic controllers of the United States went on strike, and President Reagan fired them all. So strikes are dangerous, but they are sometimes effective. Here's a couple of illustrations, and you can see just how rough and violent they were. And they were violent. And some of these strikes in coal mines and things, people were killed with these security forces and union leaders. It was very violent. A little bit newer picture there in the top right, but the drawings in the left and bottom are kind of similar to what you might see in the time period we're studying. Another way life changed was through technology. There's going to be a lot of new changes and developments in technology that are going to change industry, even farming, communication, and travel, especially in the North, but throughout all the United States. In fact, it's really interesting that the way people live has changed more in the last 200 years than it has through thousands of years of recorded history before that. The way people live and work and how they grow things and so on, it's been revolutionized just in a few generations, which is pretty amazing when you pause and look back at the history of it. So today we're going to look at some of those early big changing inventions that allow us to have instantaneous communication today, or make it super easy to cook at home and things of that nature. So what's going to happen in a moment, our substitute's going to assign you a passage about a new invention in the 1800s, and you will have 3 questions to answer related to that. What was the technology called? Who invented or improved it? And when was it invented? 2, what was the tech designed to do? And 3, how did the tech improve people's lives or the economy? That assignment is in link 2 here. So when you click on this second link, it's going to make a copy for you. So you click it, it opens like this, and you are going to be able to answer these questions. In a moment, the substitute's going to go over these instructions with you and read from page 377 to the beginning of 378 with you. Then you will answer these 3 questions as a group on one of 2 inventions that you'll come across. After that, each of your 5 groups will be assigned Farm Machines 1, Farm Machines 2, a new communication system, the Age of Steam Power, or Yankee Clippers as one of the options. You'll read about it, answer the questions, and then put your answers on the board. Once everyone's done, you'll share your answers out loud, tell everyone what you discovered, and you will add their answers to your own form to complete it, so that you've understood all of the possible inventions. If you get done and you're waiting on another group, because not all groups get done at the same time, you have a couple different options and activities you can work on. First and foremost, you can go back and look at Lucy Larkham, the activity you started on Friday that many of you did not get to because you were doing CQA corrections. You can go to the Google Classroom, you can go to the online textbook where I assigned 3 activities last week: 3D model, early textile mill; interactive gallery, the steam locomotive; or interactive timeline, new inventions improve life. If you do any of those 3, answer the questions on paper, and you can turn those into me when I return. There's another assignment, a map activity titled The Transportation Revolution, that the substitute has for any of you who may not have Chromebooks or would like to work on a map activity. So here's a sample of the passages and questions you're going to read and answer together. There's 2 options. And then you'll split into those 5 groups I mentioned earlier and fill that out on your form. Now, if you get done and you have your questions answered, you have every other group's questions answered, and you have at least 10 minutes left in class, there's another activity for you to do. Scroll down a little further, and there is a Kahoot here on the Northern States and the Industrial Revolution. What you'll do is click on this Kahoot, and it will open up into a play link. Then, I'll turn this down so it doesn't drown me out. Then you want to click Classic Play. One of you will be hosting this. The other desk mates will be joining the game in progress. Entering my code now to demonstrate. There's Mr. F. Okay, and we're ready to begin the game. So you're going to play through this game, showing what you've mastered or what you've learned on from the last 3 days regarding life in the Northern States. So we'll start that up, and you're going to play these 10 questions. All right, so I fast forwarded a little bit, and here, oh look, Mr. F got 10 out of 10. Imagine that. Now, if you're the host, what you'll need to do is click Get Results, and then Save Results, and then save them to your drive. After you save them, you'll need to share them with me using my rfrederick@GCC Schools email address so that you and your group mates can get credit. If you have less than 10 minutes left, though, just continue on with one of the alternate activities I mentioned, particularly those in the online textbook that you see here. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I will be mostly home and out and just kind of hanging out and relaxing with my son since he's on spring break this week. Anyway, I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you Wednesday.